You might be taking 3 popular vitamins every day without realizing they could be quietly draining your strength and putting your independence at risk. Many people over 60 turn to supplements hoping to boost their health, stay active, and feel younger. But here's the catch. Some of these well-known vitamins might actually be doing more harm than good. They're not just unnecessary, they could be weakening your leg muscles, damaging your mobility, and increasing your chances of serious falls and injuries. It's not always obvious. The effects are subtle at first, but over time, the impact can be life-altering, making it harder to stay steady, walk with confidence, or even live on your own. Before things go too far, let's take a closer look at the 3 vitamins that may be undermining your strength, why they're especially risky for older adults, and what you can do instead to stay strong, balanced, and independent. 1. The silent muscle drainer. For years, vitamin E has been hailed as a miracle supplement. Heart health, glowing skin, anti-aging, been marketed as the golden ticket to staying young and energized. And because of that, many older adults take it daily, trusting it will help them stay strong and active. But here's what most people don't realize. The very thing you take to feel younger might be quietly making you weaker, especially after the age of 60. Unlike water-soluble vitamins like vitamin C, which your body flushes out, vitamin E is fat-soluble. It doesn't just pass through, it sticks around, building up in your liver and fat tissues over time. And when that level creeps too high, especially above 400 IU per day, which is surprisingly common in over-the-counter supplements, it can start interfering with key functions in your body. Most importantly, your muscle strength and coordination. It begins subtly. You feel a bit shaky when getting up from a chair. Turning too quickly throws you off balance. A short walk through the grocery store suddenly feels exhausting. Easy to brush off, right? Just part of getting older. But sometimes, it's not aging, it's a chemical imbalance caused by something you're taking every single day. Too much vitamin E has been shown to impair neuromuscular function and disrupt muscle metabolism. That means your leg strength, the very thing that helps you stand, walk, and move, could be slowly slipping away without you even knowing it. Over time, your knees and hips may no longer have the support they once did. You might find yourself needing a cane, a walker, or worse, a chair you rarely get up from. And it doesn't stop there. High levels of vitamin E can also thin your blood. That's dangerous, especially if you're already on blood thinners. It increases the risk of internal bleeding, deep bruising, and more severe injuries if you fall. Imagine tripping and your legs can't catch you in time, while your body is more fragile, prone to bleeding. The scariest part, there are no warning signs on the bottle. These changes don't happen overnight. They creep in slowly, hidden behind what looks like just getting older. So every day, well-meaning seniors take their vitamins, thinking they're doing something right, when in reality, they may be weakening the very foundation of their independence. This isn't about fear. It's about awareness. Our bodies are resilient. But as we age, they also become more sensitive. What works for someone in their 30s doesn't always work in their 70s. That's why supplementing in later life should be thoughtful, not automatic. If you've been taking vitamin E without your doctor's guidance, especially in high doses, it might be time to ask a hard but necessary question. Is this helping me or hurting me? And if one healthy supplement can quietly drain your strength like this, what else might be doing the same? Let's keep going. Next up, vitamin A. And trust me, you might be even more surprised. 2. The hidden threat behind weak bones and tired legs. There's a quiet danger hiding in plain sight, and it comes from a vitamin many older adults rely on every single day. Vitamin A has long been praised for its benefits. It's known to support immune function, protect vision, and maintain healthy skin. That's why so many seniors continue taking it daily, believing it plays a key role in aging well. And to be fair, it can be beneficial in the right amount. But here's what most people don't know. When taken in excess, especially over a long period of time, vitamin A can begin to chip away at your health instead of supporting it. As we age, our bodies change. We process nutrients differently. Our muscles don't bounce back like they used to. Our bones get thinner. Our metabolism slows. And the margin of error becomes razor thin. Vitamin A, like vitamin E, is fat-soluble. It doesn't just pass through your system. It builds up quietly in soft tissues in the liver, especially if you're taking multivitamins, cod liver oil, or eating fortified foods. And that buildup, it can become harmful faster than you might expect. One of the most alarming effects of long-term vitamin A overload is its impact on bone density. Studies show that elevated levels of vitamin A are linked to faster bone loss, particularly in the legs and hips. And those are exactly the areas that support your balance, your ability to walk, and your independence. Even a small increase in bone fragility can turn a minor misstep into a life-changing fracture, especially for someone whose bones are already fragile with age. But the damage doesn't stop at the bones. Too much vitamin A can also weaken the muscles that stabilize your legs. That's why many older adults find themselves getting more tired during walks, feeling deep soreness in the hips or thighs, and a gradual loss of strength. These symptoms are easy to dismiss. After all, feeling sore, tired, or stiff just seems like part of getting older, right? But what if it's not your age? What if the very supplement you're taking each morning thinking it's helping was actually making you weaker? And here's the tricky part. Vitamin A toxicity doesn't scream at you. It doesn't show up all at once. It whispers. Quietly. Gradually. Quietly. Maybe you find yourself sitting more than usual. Maybe stairs feel steeper than they used to. Or maybe, for no clear reason, you start skipping your evening walks. And before you realize it, those small adjustments reshape your life. They drain your confidence, lower your activity level, and chip away at your sense of freedom. That's why no vitamin, no matter how well recommended, should be taken carelessly, especially after 60. Our needs change. And if we're not careful, the very things we once trusted to nourish us might start wearing us down. So if you're taking vitamin A regularly, especially alongside other supplements or fortified food, have a serious conversation with your doctor, because the cost of doing nothing could be higher than you think. And if vitamin A meant to protect your body can silently weaken your bones and legs, what about the supplements people take for energy and mental clarity? You may want to hear about the next one. It might be the most surprising of all. Vitamin B6. And the way it impacts your nerves. That's where things get even more serious. 3. The energy booster that numbs your legs. It often starts as a subtle tingle, just a flicker in your toes, something that comes and goes. At first you barely notice it. Then it grows. Your steps begin to feel a little unsteady. The ground beneath you feels strange. Eventually, your legs don't quite feel like your own. Many older adults chalk it up to poor circulation, age-related nerve issues, or even diabetes. But what if the real cause isn't a disease at all? What if that creeping discomfort is being triggered by a supplement you've trusted for years, one designed to boost your energy, sharpen your focus, and support brain health? Vitamin B6 is found in multivitamins, energy blends, and brain supplements. It's often promoted as a natural way to stay mentally sharp and physically active, especially as we age. But here's the part they rarely tell you. Taken in high doses over time, B6 can actually harm the very nerves it's supposed to support, especially the ones in your feet and legs. And the damage doesn't always stop when you stop taking it. Unlike most water-soluble vitamins, B6 doesn't just flush out when you take too much. At high levels, particularly over 100 milligrams a day, which is surprisingly easy to hit with over-the-counter supplements, it begins to disrupt the way your nerves send signals through your body. This can lead to peripheral neuropathy, a nerve disorder that's anything but harmless. And it's not just about a bit of tingling. It affects balance, coordination, and movement. You may start to feel awkward on your feet, like your steps aren't landing right. You might hesitate at stairs, avoid crowds, or slowly stop going out altogether, not because you want to, but because you're afraid to fall. The worst part? Sometimes the damage doesn't go away. Even after you stop taking B6, the nerve issues can linger, leaving you with chronic weakness or numbness in your legs. The emotional toll? Just as real. We depend on our legs not just to get from one place to another, but to live fully. Walking into the doctor's office without help, enjoying a stroll in the park, standing to make dinner for someone you love. All of that can quietly disappear because of a well-intentioned habit that went unchecked. Instead of giving you energy, too much B6 can take away your confidence, your stability, and your independence. And this isn't rare. More and more older adults are facing this without realizing the cause, because they've been told for years that if it's a vitamin, it must be safe. But the truth is, even vitamins require caution and wisdom. What once helped give you life can quietly chip away at it if taken too far. Now that we've uncovered these 3 hidden risks, vitamin E, vitamin A, and vitamin B6, it's clear that the idea of more is better can sometimes do more harm than good. But this isn't where the story ends. Every day, seniors face one more major threat to leg strength. And it's not a vitamin. It's a common habit often overlooked, often ignored, that may be weakening your legs twice as fast. Let's explore that next. 4. So what does this really mean for you? A list of vitamins may sound clinical, impersonal, but for you, this is about something much deeper. You've lived through change. You've faced challenges, adapted, and grown. This is simply a reminder. As our bodies shift with time, so must the routines we once believed were helping us. Wanting to take better care of yourself isn't weakness, it's wisdom. In fact, if you're here watching this, chances are you care deeply about staying healthy, active, and independent. But some of the supplements you take, maybe with your morning coffee or as part of a well-meaning routine, could be quietly undermining your strength, your balance, and your freedom. It doesn't happen all at once. At first, it's just a pause before stepping off a curb. A little more effort to stand up from your chair. You take the elevator instead of the stairs, not because you're lazy, but because your legs don't feel as steady as they used to. These tiny adjustments slowly become part of your day. You move less, skip certain activities. You start organizing your life around your limitations instead of your desires. And over time, your body adapts to weakness, to stillness, to action. Muscles shrink, bones grow fragile. The risk of falling, fracturing, or losing your independence rises. And here's the most sobering truth. Illness isn't always the cause. Sometimes it's not aging either. Sometimes it's the side effect of choices made with the best intentions, but without the right guidance. No one told you too much vitamin A could weaken your bones. No one mentioned that vitamin E might quietly drain strength from your legs. And certainly no one warned you that high doses of B6 meant to give you energy could damage the nerves that help you walk. But now, you know, and that knowledge, it's not a burden, it's a gift. You do have control. In fact, you might have more control than you think. You can take one simple, powerful step. Review your supplements. Ask your doctor the right questions. And listen really. Listen to the messages your body has been trying to send. There's still time to adjust. There's always time to choose differently. Your strength, your recovery, your ability to keep moving forward, those are still within reach. If you give your body the attention it deserves, starting today. So take a moment. Really think. Consider what you're putting into your body every day. Because what you choose today, quality of your health tomorrow. And speaking of tomorrow, there's still one more piece of this puzzle. One quiet habit common in modern life that might be weakening your legs faster than any vitamin ever could. It's not something you swallow. It's something you do every single day without even realizing its long-term cost. Let's explore that next. 5. What should you do now? Now that you know the truth, the next question might be the most important one yet. What should you do about it? How do you protect the life you've worked so hard to build, your strength, your freedom, your independence? The answer isn't fear. It's awareness. The first step to any real change is understanding. This isn't about undoing the past or blaming yourself for choices made in good faith. It's about using what you know now to make smarter decisions today. Start by taking a closer, honest look at the supplements you've been taking maybe for years without much thought. Not in panic, but with purpose. That bottle on your bathroom shelf or kitchen counter, have you ever really looked at it? Have you checked the dose? Ask whether you still need it? Labels that say anti-aging, heart support, or brain health are easy to believe. But your body is unique. What helps one person might not be right for you. At this stage in life, precision matters. Too much of even a good thing, especially vitamins, can cause side effects that are subtle but long-lasting. Your next step: talk to a doctor who truly understands the aging process. Unfortunately, many older adults still receive one-size-fits-all health advice from doctors who aren't trained in geriatric care. You deserve better. Have a real conversation about your age, your medications, your daily habits, and your diet. Ask your provider what your body actually needs and what it doesn't. Understanding what's happening inside your body right now is just as important as what you're putting into it. Request a full nutritional panel, including vitamin levels, not just the standard blood work. Numbers don't lie. If there's an imbalance, if your body is holding on to more than it should, or if your levels are way above normal, it will show. This isn't about chasing perfection. It's about preventing damage before it becomes harder to undo. And most of all, remember, your body was made to thrive on real food, not pills. Whole foods like lean proteins, fresh vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats. These aren't just good options. They are nature's original medicine. While supplements can play a role, a thoughtful diet and balanced lifestyle should always come first. Taking action now isn't a sign of panic. It's a sign of power. It shows that you care enough about your health to protect it. It shows that when given the chance to change, you won't settle for less. You've come too far and lived too much to let preventable mistakes steal your freedom, your safety, or your ability to move through life on your own terms. But there's still one more piece to this story. Because even if your vitamin balance is perfect, there's another silent force working against your legs. And most people do it without thinking every single day. Your future may be shaped just as much by how you move or don't move as by what you put in your body. Let's take a closer look. 6. A personal message from one senior to another. There are some things you can only learn through time. And after living through more than a century of change, love, loss, and resilience, this disease isn't always the greatest threat to our health as we age. Sometimes, it's the belief that decline is inevitable that does the most damage. Once you accept weakness as your fate, it becomes your truth. I've watched too many friends surrender to frailty, blaming their age, never once questioning the invisible forces at work behind the scenes. I've seen strong, self-reliant people slowly lose their independence, sometimes literally because of something as small and overlooked as a daily supplement they trusted to help them. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. I'm simply someone who's walked the same road you're on. I've felt the quiet fear of growing weaker. I've stood at the bottom of the stairs and wondered if I'd make it to the top. I've asked myself, in the silence of my home, if one fall could be the end. But I'm still here. And because of that, I'm here to speak, not to frighten you, but to wake you up. You still have choices. You still have strength. Most importantly, you still have time. Time to protect the parts of yourself that matter most: your freedom, your legs, your balance. We all want to live longer. But maybe the better question is, how do we live well? Chasing every new supplement on the shelf or believing more is always better. That's not the answer. The answer is tuning into your body, noticing the subtle shifts, trusting the wisdom that only comes with age. It means questioning habits that no longer serve you, having the courage to change course when something doesn't feel right. I'm telling you this because I truly believe growing older doesn't mean growing weaker. Yes, we may be slower now. The hair might be silver, but our choices still hold power. You haven't lost your health, you're just now becoming aware of what threatens it. And the freedom you'll hold on to tomorrow is the strength you protect today. So don't wait. You are still in control of your life. So pay attention, make wise decisions, and move forward with confidence, with clarity, and with purpose. Growing older isn't a loss. It's a doorway to a new kind of strength, one built less on speed and more on knowing better. And despite everything we've seen in life, it's still easy to miss the small things, the ones that quietly chip away at our well-being. Not every danger shouts. Some slip in quietly, disguised as helpful habits or good intentions. Sometimes they come in something as simple as a vitamin taken in faith, rather than understanding. But now, you know, you're aware that at this stage of life, your body doesn't need more pills. It needs more mindful choices. You've come to see that your leg strength, your posture, and your confidence aren't just physical traits. They're deeply emotional. They're tied to your independence, your self-respect, and the quiet joy of doing things for yourself. When you begin to lose those things, you don't just lose strength, you lose freedom. The freedom to take a walk around the block, to visit your grandchildren, to enjoy a peaceful moment doing something you love. But this isn't a story about loss. It's a story about awareness. And awareness gives you the power to change what comes next. You don't have to live in fear. You just have to live with intention. Be mindful of your habits. Question what you've been doing by default. Seek guidance that respects your age, your body, and your life experience. Most of all, never forget that you can change. You deserve a future where your steps are steady, your body supports your spirit, and your grace in facing life's challenges becomes your greatest strength. This is your chance to take back control, not by doing more, but by doing what matters. Because growing older does not mean giving up. It means getting wiser. And when wisdom is applied, it becomes the most powerful medicine we have. This video wasn't meant to alarm you. It was made to help you live more fully, more consciously, and more freely. And now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment. Think about what you've learned. Then share just one thing you want to apply in your own life. We're all walking this road together, and your insight might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. If this video resonated with you, leave a comment below. If it didn't, feel free to drop a simple 0. Your voice still matters. And if you'd like more thoughtful videos like this, don't forget to subscribe, give this video a like, and share it with someone who might benefit. Thank you for being here. And I hope true that you live your next chapter exactly the way you want to live it.